this button. It's not okay, let's see what happens. All right, live for 5 seconds, end stream. It says we're going. It says we're in the right place. All right, that's a good start. Let's go ahead and get the tweets going to tell everybody that we're here, because they won't know if we don't send a tweet. No, that's not true, but I got nothing there. Okay, what's happening right now?
I don't think you ever sent an email or anything.
I didn't.
You
I
didn't.
did. Oh no, because I put it in so early. Oh yeah, see, yeah. I'm slowly working on automating this, and I've not automated that part yet. I'm getting closer. Then I won't forget parts. All right, well, I didn't really.
No.
Oh, that's terrible.
I remember asking you about it on Monday because I couldn't remember.
And I was like, yeah, I'd set it all up. Oh, man, it's like one of those. I set up the recording. All right, well, we might have a small set of people showing up today then. Now you can create highlights, create a highlight video, capture moments as they happen. Oh, yes, that's very nice. New feature showing up in YouTube that it's now explaining to me now that I'm live. Why wait until now? I don't know. But it did. All right, let's see. Yes, this new screen configuration will work when I get used to it.
In the meantime.
In the meantime, I'm still getting used to it. All right, and that does work. All right, that's good. Okay. Yeah, no, this system is going to work better. Slowly getting there. Let's see. 9:31. Forgot to tell people that there would be a meeting. Open widget. What's my suggestions? Oh, I see. The stream is currently higher than the recommended bin rate. We recommend a stream at that? Oh, well, that's much lower than what I'm streaming at.
What are you streaming at?
I'm streaming at 6,194.31 kilobits per second.
Oh.
The recommended stream bitrate apparently is 2,500 kilobits per second.
Interesting.
Yeah, so that surprises me that that's the recommendation, because that's much lower than what everybody else was saying we should do. So anyway, I don't know. All right, it says we have a couple people watching. That's good. We have a few more minutes. You're one of them?
Yeah. As am I.
Oh, well, then that's not helpful now, is it?
Well.
Wait. Sean's audio just got different, it sounds. Closer to the mic?
What?
I don't know. It sounds like Sean just got closer to the mic or something.
I don't think I changed anything.
All right, well. Sounds better, though, so that's good.
Yeah, that's good.
I don't know. How's my audio sound? Is it fine?
Normal?
Normal? All right,
Yeah.
Good. Well, so I'm using my professional, no, my bigger mic, and I have my big headphones on, and that always distorts my voice when you have your head encased in gigantic, huge earmuffs. It sounds weird. And I'm trying this without having the feedback to myself. Let's see. So here, yeah. So I can also turn it where I can monitor myself through the stream output, which means I hear what I'm saying slightly behind actually saying it. It's very tricky.
Yeah, no, that's just no good.
Yeah, I couldn't handle that.
Yeah, no, I've slowly been getting used to it because I've had it on the weekly stream, because I've been so paranoid about all the other audio issues I've had that I was just like, oh, I have to do this. Anyway, now it gets a little bit weird now it's very quiet if I don't have it on. So that's the flip side of it.
Well, that's the problem with the the big monitors, right? I've tried that with I have an Xbox headset, and I love the audio of other people because it cuts out all the noise from my furnace running or whatever, but I can't hear myself because they're really closed off.
Yeah, so you just hear the vibration of your own head. Like,
Yeah, basically.
not the
And bone
actual
conduction.
audio, not the sound, just the
Yeah.
vibration in your head. Yes, that's what
Yeah.
I'm doing right now.
Yeah. I don't mind it, but I'm so used to hearing myself from open headsets that I can't tell how loud I'm talking or anything like that. I'm like, I need to speak louder so everyone can hear me. Like, no,
Yes.
they can hear you just fine. You can't hear you, but
Yes. And I'm trying not to speak louder here as it is. So I think I've mentioned here before that I've been having problems with Zoom where if I'd start the client, it would just crash. Start the client, it would just crash.
that's not good.
And it's been happening for 4 or 5 months now. And they're now saying it's due to the Microsoft Power Toys video conference mute feature.
See, I really, really, really wish that Power Toys did a better job of feature selection.
Yeah, the thing is that this crash was happening before I upgraded to Windows 11, and
Oh.
I didn't have Power Toys before Windows 11. I don't even know if you can have Power Toys on Windows 10. I haven't. So it's like, that's kind of not right. So anyway, we'll see. We'll see if it fixes my crash. Whoops, that was not what I wanted to have happen. That's interesting. All right, now I remember I have that bound. I have a key that's double bound now. Oh, yeah.
And once again, we are WiX Online Meeting hashtag 228.
Hashtag 228. Oh, is it hashtagging still?
Yeah.
Should I get rid of the number sign? It looks so weird every time I think about getting rid of the number sign. I'm like, that doesn't look right.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, all right. No strong opinions. All right, let's go ahead and drop this in and see. People will be like, wait, that was 6 minutes ago. All right. I think that's all I have to do. Oh, category, general, start. I will copy that, put it here. Oh, it's really straight. Yeah, okay, well, we'll go ahead and send that now. I should have said that it was happening now. All right. Oh, hey, it says we have someone else here. That's great. All right, let's see. We're at 6 after. I think it's time for us to go ahead and get this going, and well, we'll see who shows up when they show up. So, yeah. All right. I'm now going to push my magic record button and hope it does all of the work for me. Because if so, that means things are kind of going here. All right, here we go. 3, 2, whoops.
That famous countdown. 3,
Yes.
2, whoops.
Hey, but I haven't said whoops before. I don't think. Or maybe I have. Definitely said it that time because. Quick random note: my wife's schedule is every other Thursday, and it used to land that she would work on the day that the meetings were here, so nobody else was in the house. And somehow, either we moved or she moved, or something, and it's no longer aligned. So we may have to bump this meeting one time just so I get back on it, so I don't have her like wandering around inside the house. Anyway, we'll try this again. 3, 2, 1. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon. This is the WiX Online Meeting 228, 27th January, basically end of January. It's happy to have you here. I've got a little bit of new technology running. So if there are any blips or beeps and wrong things going on, well, it's probably delivered to that. These meetings are recorded for those of you that aren't with us right here, right now. And if you are with us here right now, go ahead and say hi, because we'd love to see you. We had a bunch of people join us last week, and maybe we'll get some of that. Sean pointed out that I forgot to send out the email announcement, which means that, well, there are probably a lot of people thinking, oh, well, maybe we're not having a meeting this week. But we are. It might be a short meeting. I'm saying might because I don't want to jinx it, because every time I say that, it ends up not being a short meeting. Anyway, we're going to do triage, and then we'll take your questions and comments and anything else that you guys want to say. So if you're here, go ahead and say hi. Just drop a thing, a message saying, well, I am here, or something else similarly cute and appropriate. And we'll go jump into triage. Bob, you ready?
Yeah, I am.
All righty then. So, 4 issues. I said I would be ready for this, and I'm
Did you
not quite
lie?
ready. Well, no, I'm into bits and pieces of it. I just haven't decided. I'm still waffling on this first issue, so I'm making progress on it. I don't have a recommendation yet, so I will be back next week with this. I'm just haven't quite decided. Closer though. All right. So I do want to come back to it. So I think we should skip over to 6705. Sean,
Next in line.
this is yours.
Yeah.
What do you want to say? What are we looking at? This is all you, or is it just this happens? Should we do it?
Well, I mean, it's broken. So, like, if you remember, Heath made the change in 4 to default the major upgrade element to change the upgrade rows to be language specific.
Oh,
And as far as I can tell, Burn is not properly detecting MSIs from language specific upgrade rows.
interesting.
Do you recall if it tries to?
It tries to, but the code is broken. So
Okay.
either the core toolset is writing the wrong thing into the manifest, or the Burn code is incorrectly applying those conditions.
Right. Sorry, I was trying to pivot between, is it a bug in the implementation, or did we just not do it at all?
So it's trying, but it's incorrectly saying that they're not equal.
So it's not detecting the related package.
Right.
Okay.
It's getting the information from the MSI APIs, but then it's going through its algorithm of deciding whether it's actually related or not. And it's saying it doesn't match the upgrade row. Yeah, it's broken.
Yeah.
And I don't know where. I don't know which side is wrong. Or both sides might be wrong.
Right.
So given the change in 4, we probably have to take this. Given the change in the core tool set in the compiler in 4, we probably have to take this in Burn in 4.
Well, I have a feeling that this is broken in 3 as well. If
Right.
you had authored a language-specific upgrade row in your
Right.
MSI.
But it's going to be more apparent now in 4, presumably.
Right.
Everyone using the major upgrade element.
So does that mean we have to take this in 4?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Is anybody volunteering?
Oh,
No.
everyone's audio just cut out.
Oh, really? I hope
No.
not.
No, that was the lack
Oh.
of people volunteering.
See, I'm all jumpy. I'm worried about the technology
yeah,
here
that-
that I've got. I've got all this flying in beta, man. You know, baling twine and bubblegum. All right. Well, I can see Bob has put
I'll
it
take
into
it.
the appropriate. Okay.
I'll take it for now.
For now. That's encouraging.
Well, you know.
Yep.
We will have to look at the bug lists at some point.
Yes, don't worry. I'm still way ahead of you and work to be done, but
Yeah.
I am slowly whittling it down. All right. Someone decided not to use our template and provide their own. This is the remote package stuff, right?
Yeah, this is a misunderstanding.
Yeah,
I
this
think.
is a support request, right?
Yeah, I think there's an assumption here that if you have the files, they're going to magically be imported. So I don't think that's correct. Oh, well, sorry. I know that's not correct.
Right. So this is a support request that we can send it off in that direction.
Yeah,
I think they're
there's another-
asking for another package definition where it's compressed.
Yeah, but we can't put that in the library, so.
We
Yeah, we're not
could.
going to do that.
It'd be a very big library. Plus, it
Well,
changes. So,
and we'd have to carry every redistributable for .NET.
yeah, right. Very, very big library.
Sorry, I'm going to go ahead and go on a limb and say we're not going to do that.
Yeah. All right. Cool. That makes that one much easier.
Yeah, there's a bug. You can do this, right? You need a payload group to pull it in, and I know that somewhere there is a bug that the documentation is incorrect or it no longer works or something. I'll find it.
Okay. All right. Log on as a service privilege is removed after major upgrade. These user privileges things, major upgrade.
Oh, these are all the commit CAs, right?
Is this commit?
Isn't it user? I thought user was a commit CA.
User is a commit CA. Maybe this is just privileges on top. Oh, no, but it's in the user CA. All right, my bad. So, Sean, do you really think this is 5758 again?
Yeah, with the way he authored it, I think it is.
So the user's being removed and then added?
Well, he's not asking for the user to be created.
Right.
Well, he's also not asking it for it to be removed on uninstall. So it's supposed to add it during install and then not remove it during uninstall. So maybe it's not a duplicate because it probably shouldn't be removing it in the first place.
So I think there might be...
Yeah, but I think that's really vague. Remove on uninstall applies to the creation of the user. I suspect we don't have a separate bit that says don't remove these services remove on uninstall for user tweaks.
Yeah, or I think this issue here, if we dig down into it, the 5758, it's been a bit, but I remember, and maybe Bob, you remember better than I do, there's an issue I think where the component is being the component state is changing. Let's see, how does this work? The component state is changing even though, so the component is shared across two products, like in a major upgrade, and the component is still marked to be uninstalled from the old product because it's removing its product registration for that component. Right. And so the custom action's like, I've installed, all right, that component was already in. During the install, the component gets another ref count on it. During the upgrade uninstall, the ref count goes back to 1, but the Windows installer still has that component marked to say, uninstall this component because it's being removed from this product. And that's...
Yeah. There's no way to distinguish the state of just decrementing the ref count.
Right. That was the thing that was missing. And I think this is an architectural problem inside the Windows installer that we might have to, when we want to tackle 5758, we'll have to go in and find a fundamental solution to that problem, like if we can, during a custom action, enumerating and finding out if there are any other components, if this component belongs to any other products, to really know if it's being removed.
Yep, I agree. I've had to do that in the past. It's not fun, but...
Yeah, so my bet is that, Sean, you're right. This issue is the same.
But I think it's actually not the same. Like Bob was saying that it's not respecting the remove on uninstall for these special permissions.
Oh, well, that's
So
possible
so
too.
either we need to change it to where that remove on uninstall also applies to those special permissions,
Yep.
or we need to
Or
add another flag.
or rename it remove user on uninstall so that it's at least clear. And then we decide if we want to deal with the permissions bit. I think part of the problem is, Rob, like you said, the user CA is the user CA. So the user CA is commit because we can't roll back
Yeah.
the deletion of a user, whereas we could roll back the tweaking of these permissions.
All right. So it's one of those two things. So if it is the issue that the second issue that, or the second path you brought up, Sean, then we should keep this open as something of, yeah, we need a design for how we want to handle the case for attributes being added to the user.
Yeah, I mean, I think I would prefer to lump them in together, where that flag applies to both.
I would too because it's simpler and probably more like what's intended. Because if you're removing the user on uninstall, you don't care about the permissions.
Yeah, that's certainly true. The other case is if you are adding permissions to a user that you don't own, then you want to uninstall. You want to take your permissions with you, but not the user, which is probably not this case because this guy's saying remove on uninstall equals no. He wants the user to stay. They probably own it. So update if exists equals yes, and don't get rid of it. And they probably don't want their permissions being removed. So yeah, I'm not against the design. It's like, honestly, you guys vote that way. I'd be fine if it behaved that way too. Just, yep. The attributes travel with the user state.
But we don't want the
That, or they need to come off the user and be put as user, whatever these are called, properties, attributes, whatever you call them.
yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I worry like remove on uninstall equals yes means delete the user.
Correct.
We don't want that.
Right.
So we probably do need to support both the removal of the user and the removal of the permissions, privileges, whatever these are called.
Privileges. That's probably what they are.
Probably.
All right. Anyway, I could see this being sliced several different ways. It sounds like a great thing if someone wants to sit down and design it. Let's add a whip to this, the whip required to this,
Yeah.
just so that we remember that, there's a couple different ways this could be designed, and it should do that. If someone wants to solve it, they should think through all of those problems in a whip. Or solutions, not problems, solutions.
I'm going to say this is not 4.0.
Oh, I mean, no, not 4.0.
I mean, this is a breaking change. Yeah.
Can it not be done additively?
Well, today all the permissions are authored in that user element. So if you start changing names of things, that would definitely be breaking.
Absolutely. I was just thinking you might be able to add an attribute to, remove attributes on uninstall yes and remove on uninstall no, something. But it would not be clean. It would definitely be cleaner to redesign it from scratch. But yeah.
This might be one of the, like, if we move these out of the, I suspect we have to move them out of the user CA.
Oh, really? Okay.
Well, this might get, again, commit CA is required for creating a user, but not for anything else. So I think for a full solution, we'd have to move it out of the user CA.
Okay. I mean,
Which could end up with having kind of like the perfmon stuff, where we end up with parallel solutions.
Yeah, I don't know.
We'll see.
Yeah,
That's what the whip
it needs a
requires.
design. It needs design.
Yeah.
There's a lot of different attributes to this, but yeah. And I'm definitely not in the headspace to go, yeah, let's go do all these different ways of, it's like, no. All right. New feature request, essentially.
Yeah.
I think that's it. Nothing else? Yeah. All right. So I guess that means questions, comments, other things people want to talk about. I don't actually have any topics right now. We.
Can we talk about labels a little bit?
Oh my gosh. Well, we could.
So I'd like to use the bundle label instead of burn label for bundles. Like I'd like to just reserve the burn label for stuff that's in the engine.
All right. So what do you want in the bundle layer or in the bundle label then?
So for issues, today, if the issue has anything to do with the bundle, it gets labeled as burn.
Okay.
So instead of burn, I'd rather it just be bundle. So that if I want to search for issues that affect the engine, I can just search for burn.
What's an example of an issue? Not a specific example, but what's like a generic example of something that's tagged burn that you would rather see tagged as bundle? Like,
Any of the ones that assign to you
right.
that has burn.
So those I almost would rather. Well, so yeah. So then that's a. I have a similar issue on all these things we have now with compiler and linker, and but then we used to have candle and light. Like we have a lot of duplication across all those, and I keep looking at it going, should we really differentiate between compiler and linker because it's all one thing in WiX 4, or is there still value in defining the difference between the compiler and the linker? And honestly, there's hardly ever any issues in the linker. They're almost always actually in a specific binder, a backend, which then you're into the MSI versus the Windows installer versus the burn backend. So I kind of went going, is there value in breaking them down to this level or not? And that's a question, not an answer. Like, should we continue to break things down to this degree, or should we just create splits that are like, you know, this is the compiler, aka everything that's all done in the build space. I don't want to call it build because then it gets confused with the build process. I mean, they're words. I don't know what to do there. I would love input that helped clarify it because I don't know what to do with them.
We definitely need to do something. We need to probably do what other projects have done, which is to introduce some hierarchy in the labels. So like, if we wanted to separate out the build of burn bundles, the build of bundles from the burn engine, we could do something there, like burn.engine, or we have one. There's like burn acquisition.
Yeah, that's really weird too. Yeah,
it's
really weird.
The one label that we created to separate that out. So hierarchy would probably help.
That's.
There's also the question. Truthfully, it's like I don't think we contributors to WiX use the labels much. I mean, would we get value out of separating out, the in WiX 3, it made sense to separate out the compiler and linker. Unfortunately, that means we have compiler, linker, candle, and light tags.
Right.
Because we were trying to get away from the names. And so that made sense. It also, I think, makes sense, for us to figure out what to call it, and then have one thing that refers to, the core build tool set.
I mean, I do search for burn to see burn issues.
Oh yeah. Sorry. I was suggesting we don't need to break them down much. It's like, so we have core tool set, we have burn, we have extensions.
Yeah, we don't even break down the extensions
And there's an example of one where maybe we'd get a lot more value if we did.
You probably should. I mean,
because again, if you're going to browse for them,
yeah.
Yep.
So yeah, I hear you, Sean. I have the same problems, and I've kind of just letting it sit in the background, waiting for the day that we sit and say, the best thing for us to do is to go and clean out all of our issues, and honestly, at the same time, solve our respawn issues, or however we're going to suspend things and get all that like really cleaned up and locked in, and just solve all those things.
At this point, I don't know if that's ever going to happen because we keep on talking about it and it never happens.
Oh, well, because we did the massive triage of issues from before to now, and then we've mostly just been trying to finish WiX 4. I think when we finish WiX 4, we're going to need to go back and decide what we're going to do with a lot of issues. For example, all the 3x issues and then the 4. And I'm hoping at that point and I'm certain at that point we're going to have a huge list of 3x issues that are like, we need to decide. And I expect the respawn is going to turn into a ginormous block of that. It's like, hey, all these 3x issues, they're reasonable things to fix, but we're not going to fix them. They all go in that bucket. And so at that point, we will have to solidify it. And hopefully then I would toss in, let's go ahead and try to clean up our labels at the same time. The other one I'm sitting here going is like, do we really need bug versus and feature? I'm like, sometimes it's nice to know something's an enhancement or a feature. I think we have both of those as well. But then maybe we don't need bug, whatever. I don't know.
If it's not an enhancement, it's a bug by default.
Right. So we don't need the little red tag floating around on 80% of our issues or whatever it is, because we've not been adding it lately. Anyway, so it's like, yes.
And not intentionally, to be clear.
Yes, I think there's definitely a value in going through and doing all that. I just don't think the value is before WiX 4 right now.
Well, I think you went a lot wider than I wanted, and I just want to stop labeling issues with burn. Unless it's truly in the engine.
That's fine. You can do that. I don't label anything as any of those things because I haven't decided what to do with any of the issues. So I'm like, I've been getting rid of a bunch of things from like candle light. I tend to then put it all on compiler right now, I think. But I don't put anything in burn. So yeah, we can not put them in burn and go from there. Or only engine things in burn. But like this thing then shouldn't be in burn. Or sorry, you guys can't see that. I'm pointing at the screen over here. Like this first issue, 6447, wouldn't be a burn because it's not going to be a burn change.
Well,
at least anymore.
It was.
Yeah, it started as a burn issue. Yeah,
I did the engine part.
Right.
It's.
So I guess we leave that on there and we move on to it is now in the compiler part.
But that's where I would go hierarchical. Would be my approach. So that would say get tagged with burn.engine and burn.build. To come up with some random names, and then if there are issues that this issue is where we move them, right? It went first to Sean. He did the engine stuff. If we had two labels on it, then we could you could remove the burn.engine label when you assigned it to Rob for the burn.build work,
or leave it both on there because it's fixed.
Like the original issue was both. Why would we remove labels when we finish something? That doesn't make sense.
Well, we could if the goal is for you to be able to browse for burn.engine bugs.
Well, it is a burn engine bug.
Yeah, you want to be able to find it later. You just want to be able to find it later.
Yeah, I'm either one is fine. I was responding to Sean saying I want to be able to browse.
Yeah.
If you're fine browsing and going, oh yeah, I don't care about that one, it's on Rob, then we should keep the label.
Well, I mean, it is assigned to me, so I could filter it out.
Also true.
So
yeah, that's fine. We will not add other things to the burn label unless it's in the burn engine. I think that's fine, certainly going forward. I don't have a good answer for what to do with the compiler versus linker versus binder backend things yet. I don't know if I just haven't.
Probably just core tool set.
Yeah.
Well, coming up with the names is the fun part, but I think it would be. So we have 68 labels, which is So close. But I think it would be. I think this is the kind of thing we could, on a short, like today, right? If we finish triage in less than half an hour, we could spend half an hour going through the label, just going through a dozen labels and going, yeah, do we need the bug label? No? Well, look, there's the delete button.
Mm-hmm. There's a lot of them.
Yeah.
All right. I don't really want to do that.
Oh,
now.
and look, there's a button that would let you convert 310 bug issues to discussions.
Yeah, if only that was the way that worked.
Right. But yeah, we have a bunch, and we do need to figure out, how we want to use labels for more than just areas. But I think starting with areas would be fine.
Sure. But for now, the burn label, we will continue. We will focus on using it for only the engine.
Cool.
Sure.
All right. We have rambled on significantly. Should have given Ron. Hey, Ron. Glad you found the chat box. Yeah, I haven't been on enough YouTube lives to know where they hide it when you're full screen. I guess it's not on the screen if you go full screen. That makes sense. Anyway, we'll give you guys hopefully plenty of time if you had anything else you guys wanted to ask in this meeting. There's that. I think we will be back. We should be back in 2 weeks. I think that's normal. February 10th. Yeah, February 10th, if my math is correct. It's crossing a month border, so that's always dangerous, but I think I got that right. I will send out an email before that. I did not get that in this process correct, but I will get the email out and get all the discussion things set up. Now that we have YouTube and can pre-schedule the meetings right away, that's pretty nice. But still need to work on when the reminders get set out, and I'm still working on that to nail down when is the appropriate time to remind people that there is a meeting via our mailing lists and the Twitter and things like that, and the discussion. So on that note, I think we're good. 2 weeks. We'll come back. We'll do triage again, see what else there is to talk about. It's nice keeping the issues small as we continue to whittle down the WiX 4 issues. Don't think it'll happen in February, but after that, maybe we'll be able to have a little bit and go through the issues that are open in WiX 4. I don't know. Pretty much everything I see assigned to me, I have to fix. So there's not a lot of value in looking at the bugs. I'm just working on them. So I don't know if you guys feel the same. Bob, I think we'll probably have to review your issues you said at some point. But right now, we're just fixing WiX 4 issues. So on that note, 2 weeks from now, same place here on YouTube. Things are working out, I hope. You guys can hear us. And we will do it all again. So until then, you guys take it easy. Bye.
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 Oh, that is nice. So turns out when you push a button, Bob, I remember I mentioned I was going to add the 1 second delay.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, well, how do I know if it's done with the delay? Well, it turns out it has a little pie chart, like clock thing that goes around telling you how far it is through that delay.
Wait, this is right on the Steam Deck?
On the button UI shows the little, you push the button and it did its thing very quickly, and then I had a delay between it did the next thing, and then it started the next. I was like, wow, yeah, that's basically exactly what I wanted to do. The only thing it could have done better was maybe show me a countdown. But granted, I only gave it 1 second, so it's not like it's going to show me much better than the little spinny thing of 1 second. But if it was a 10-second delay, it might be nice to be able to see it counting down that 10-second delay. I don't know. I'm going to have to play with it somewhere.
You want a lot from a little,
No, dude.
keyboard.
Dude, the reason I got this is because I saw all these people talking about all these awesome things you can do with it, and it does look really good. I just have to get a bit more of my manual process of, text files and pasting things in all the place. I just have to get that more automated so I can just push the buttons and they all go out, which is what everybody else has done. They're all like, yeah, I could do this. And you get these non-programmers that use like the favorite tool is auto hotkey, right? So go off and push buttons on the screen. I'm like, the things
Right.
they do. I'm like, wow, that's awesome. It's fantastic. So just kind of tailoring it to the process so that it gets even easier and less likely that I keep messing things up. So that's the goal. It's
Get
cool.
the big one or the middle one?
Yeah. Anyway, with the one.
15? 15 keys?
No, I ended up with the big one. And because someone mentioned that, because I sent the request out saying, so which of these should I get? I mean, the 32 keys seems excessive. And someone wrote back is like, yeah, 15 keys is actually kind of small. Like when you see it, you'd be surprised how small it is. I'm like, well, the 6-key one has got to be tiny. So when I got it, I was like, yeah, I could see how the 15 key would be, it's less than half of this kind of thing. I was like, yeah. And now that I have the 32 key, I'm happy with the 32 key. It's like, yeah, because I have a whole bunch of other things I'm starting to add to it just for daily productivity. And that's been working out pretty well too. So I've decided that it's nice, even just sometimes just the space, being able not to put two things right next to each other. Although I do wonder, I've seen people with like their entire screen full of stuff, and then they have a button where they push this, it opens a whole nother screen. Like all the things change to another screen of stuff. And I'm like, wow, what are you running that has that many, that much configuration? Two 32 or 31 buttons, I guess, full of things you can do. It's like, whew, I'm not worthy. But no, it's interesting. Interesting technology. Very interesting technology. I'm still amazed that all this is available. So it's like, yeah, you can just do that now.
Well, we have to support you influencers.
Influencers, yeah. It's not a term they use anymore. It's interesting because I've actually been trying to find research into when that term went out of vogue. Can you guys hear that?
I heard a little whine.
Do you hear a sound right now?
No.
No.
All right. My wife has decided that she's going to open the garage door, which is right next to my office, and so I was wondering if you could hear it. So that's good that was not included. Anyway. Yes, like I said, need to get these meetings back on the days when she's at work and I'm the only one in the house. So the only thing that can really interrupt me at that point is the cat and things I don't control outside my building. Large trucks and things like that. Which means the summer will be interesting when it starts getting very warm in my house and in the office. When I usually open the window, I might not be able to do that anymore.
You get a lot of truck traffic in your cul-de-sac?
Amazon, FedEx, all those things, yeah.
Okay. Not huge trucks, but big. Big enough.
And then you get the independent Amazon drivers that come in, and I can hear their music inside my office with the windows closed.
Wow.
Like as clearly as I can hear my music. I was just like, dude, that's not good for your ears, and I really don't
And for driving.
care to hear all that, right? They leave their door half open, they pull up to the curb, the door half open, hop out, dude. It was like, come on, really? So anyway, the professional drivers don't do that, I've found. So it was kind of an interesting experience of, yeah, I don't know, just different. So.
Well, if I'm calculating this right, we have to stay on this schedule to avoid Thanksgiving.
Yeah, okay. I guess.
So you just need to get your wife's schedule to change, not ours.
There we go.
Yeah, right. Well, which can happen. So, well, especially, the holidays will bounce things all around too. I don't know.
Or go to a Tuesday instead of Thursday where it doesn't matter.
No, it does matter because she doesn't work on Tuesdays. So
Any Tuesday, so that's right out.
Yeah, all Tuesdays she would be here. So no, it's all right. She's like I said, this is a system that we've not been, it hasn't been happening for a long time or whatever. So she's adjusting to it too. I'm like, okay, I remember one time she had, what was it? She was on hold with something, and that was cutting right through. It was loud enough. It was on hold, and she had it on speaker, and she was like moving around the kitchen doing things, right? So it was loud, and it was cutting right through all noise filters. Where the garage door opening, I think, is probably getting that low passes. The low pass filters are cutting it off because it's a deep rumble that isn't necessarily a human voice. But that voice, I was just like, I went out there, I was like, okay, I'm starting a stream, and it's spiking all of my, it's showing up in all of my meters. I was like, okay. It's like, I went and found her headphones and said, here, this will solve the problem. And so, anyway, coexisting while broadcasting to the internet, fun things like that. So, anyway, that's where we're at. We'll jump back in this in 2 weeks. I don't know if Ron is still here. This says there's 3 concurrent viewers. So Flyer Fisher 64, which is a new person, and Ron may or may not still be here. Ron's like, whatever, I'm not typing anything. It's in full screen mode, and I can't type the chat box. Although you can pop the chat box out, so you could put it on a separate monitor while it's full screen. I don't know. Probably doesn't show up on TV though, right? No, but if he's on TV, he wouldn't be able to send this message. So, I was just trying to poke them to see if they would respond. All right, I have that delay. I don't even know how long the delay is. Doop 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 doop.
I mean, earlier, before the stream, the delay was very small.
Before the stream.
Or, yeah, before we started recording.
Okay, well, the recording shouldn't affect the stream speed, so that's good.
It was only a couple of seconds. I found out when I accidentally didn't mute the stream. Because I don't need the stream to hear.
Right.
And when I turn it on, I get that whole delay thing. I still am amazed that you can handle that.
I don't have it on right now, but yeah. I'm still getting used to it. Oh, okay. It is Ron. So, all right. Excellent. All right. Well, now that I provoked a response out of Ron enough to type him, I think it's time for me to leave. I don't have anything else. All right. We'll be back in 2 weeks and do it all again. I'm curious to see how many issues come in. They keep trickling in. How many I end up opening in the next week, 2 weeks. We'll see. All right. Well, I will talk to all you guys later. Bye.
Bye.